Good morning.
This is for the ancestors. This is for hip hop.
Thank you. So there's a lot of walls that we need to break down in order to arrive at the change we're all so thirsty for. Walls that exist between our borders, between our communities, prison walls, artificial walls between Mexico and the United States, and most importantly, the walls inside of our hearts. So let's dedicate this morning to breaking those down. We are surrounded by multiplying fences,
chain link,
white picket,
barbed wire,
electric, a people made separate
by fear
and income gaps,
prison walls,
highways, razor wire, and
train tracks.
There's a gate being built around a community
who colonized a hilltop
that was once a plantation,
once a nation,
once a ghetto, once a nation before natives were fenced off in reservations. There's a fortress being built around our imaginations.
They've built up
Surveillance around our memories landscape, 'cause they're scared we'll escape if we remember our daydreams are ancient. They got Minutemen ready to shoot down migrating thoughts that might lead towards liberation or illegal hallucination of a world that exists beyond the borders that they arm. They who build concrete against the corners of our hearts need to feel our resistance like a million tender blades of grass cracking sidewalks apart. Our words are the water, reshaping rock. Our actions are sledgehammers to apartheid blocks. Our dreams are the keys to prison guards' locks. Our consciousness, a collection of awakening thoughts that decided one day to release all the fear we were taught and give in to love, unfiltered like sun to the dawn, unconditional, mother to son, unexpected. The enemy who put down his gun against the command that hailed from above, a peace prayer, the shout of thousands of drums. The power of the people is the power of one. Thank you.
All right, y'all. This next piece is dedicated to all the solutionaries in the house. Where my solutionaries at?
Solutionaries, make some noise.
That's right.
Now's our time. In New Orleans, morning glories have been planted to pull toxins from the land, and the stories of survivors have inspired self-reliance, mobilized 10,000 minds and hands to rebuild dignity and life outside of what the government had planned. And across the border, the movement in Bolivia drove out 2 corporate giants who tried to privatize the rivers and hoard all of the rain. Bechtel and Suez were deported by order of the people, told to never come again. In NYC, Phoenix, and Berkeley, the people, police, the cops are being watched. In Detroit, families are growing their food in gardens transformed from vacant lots. And last summer, when a Chinese ship filled with weapons from Mugabe's brutal plot was headed for Zimbabwe but turned back before it reached the dock, the port workers in South Africa united and took charge, acted as gatekeepers, refused to unload the explosives with their arms. And last August, at a soap factory in Chicago, where workers refused to be the pawns, when management announced a plan to fire every undocumented worker before dawn. But the flames were extinguished by the time the bosses sounded the alarm. The workers went on strike, refused to be divided, and the termination threats were all withdrawn. And Sergeant Marshall Thompson marched across the entire state of Utah, 500 miles long, in protest of the war, calling for immediate withdrawal. And the Rubber Tappers Union in Brazil tackled foreign loggers and armed soldiers with the power of their song, surrounded the Amazon with their anthem, until the robbers turned back with nothing in their palms. And Kenneth Foster was a dead man, but now Kenneth Foster walks. He lived on death row since he was 20 for driving a homicidal car. He fought for justice, raising consciousness, closed his eyes to see the stars, wrote poems that existed beyond the confines of those bars, that lived in hearts he touched across the world, whose prayers held him up when he was called. On the eve of his execution, he was released from death's clenched jaws. The governor of Texas commuted his sentence under the pressure of incessant letters and phone calls. Now tell me, in the end, who has the power? The money, the people, or the law? Thank you. Who's got the power, y'all? Who got the power? We got the power. All right, y'all, this is a prayer. This is for all of us here, all of us doing this hard work of transforming the future we're walking into.
And transforming vision into action. Because vision without execution
Is just a hallucination. And I grew tired of pretending freedom was around the corner when I never gave her my address or invited her over. Only longed for her company without dismantling my borders. Fear is the reason we might never know what it'd be like if we all realized the meaning of our lives and lived as if life depended on the gifts we tried to hide. Whoever told you you can't fly was afraid of heights you'd reach if you tried. You better free your mind before they illegalize thought. There's a war going on. The first casualty was truth, and it's inside you. The universe is counting on our belief that faith is more powerful than fear. And in that shifting moment, we'll all remember why we're here. In a world where you're assassinated for having a dream, and the rich spend $9 billion a year to control our ideas, and visions are televised, so things aren't what they seem. We gotta believe in a world where there's room enough for everyone to breathe. Cause reality is made of 7 billion thoughts who made up their mind of what's real and what's not. I stopped believing in false idols of war, greed, and hate. It's not worth my faith. And my mind's dedicated to justice. And my soul's devoted to love. And love is God. And God is truth. And truth is you. And you are me. And I am everything. And everything is nothing. And nothing is the birthplace of creation. And transformation is possible, and you are proof. And the most powerful tool in the hands of the oppressor is what's inside our heads. And the most dangerous weapon to combat the deception lives inside our chest. Hold a mirror to your heart. What does it reflect? What will be the message of the legacy we've left? We were born right now for a reason. The reason we can be whatever we give ourselves the power to be. And right now we need dream weavers, bridge builders, truth sayers, light bearers, food growers, wound healers, trailblazers, life lovers, peace makers. Give what you most deeply desire to give. Every moment you are choosing to live or you are waiting. Why would a flower hesitate to open? Now is the only moment. Raindrop, let go. Become the ocean. Possibility is as wide as the space we create to hold it. We were born right now for a reason, y'all. The reason is up to you. Just think, so much is controlled by so few. Imagine how much so many of us could all do. When you consider this system runs off of our fuel, if we stop running along, we see just who's ruling who. The game don't exist if we don't play by its rules. So don't be scared of the spark in the spell of great darkness, or afraid of the light in the moment of dawning, or the heights you will reach when you rise to your calling and release all your rain. Call it flying or falling. Let go of your wanting and give in to your longing. Live free of possession and full of belonging to the intricate infinites we're all a part of. The web that you wove in a dream you'd forgotten was the creator awakening into a conscience. Condensation of vapor into a droplet of water.
Thank you so much, Bioneers. It's been a blessing being with you.
Family.
We love you.
Climbing PoeTree.